Ben from Snowy's here, folks. Today I'm showing you this Coleman single clip-in camp cupboard. Designed to clip onto all the Coleman 4-foot fold-in half tables, clips in underneath, easy and simple storage for some of your camp kitchen gear. So this is how the Coleman single clip-in camp cupboard looks when it's packed up. Comes inside this synthetic bag here. Measures about 55 centimeters by 55 centimeters and about 5 centimeters in depth there, depending on how much it's squished up, and weighs a bit under 2.5 kilos. Start by what comes in the bag. Now, there's only a few components in here. You've got the main cupboard portion of fabric, and it's all kind of looped up together in one there, and then you get a few pole sections in here as well, just on the bottom. Now, these are steel pole sections and a polyester material here. So these poles are all in, there's two parts to each pole. So you've got, if you look at the ends here, you can see one of them's tapered, one's not. So they just fit together like this. Two long poles like that. We'll just put them aside and we'll have a look at the cupboard. So looking at the cupboard all together, nothing comes out of here. We do adjust the shelf, which we'll do shortly. So we orient the cupboard accordingly. Depending on, the door zips this way. So you can put it on either side of the table, but you just position it whichever way you want the door to open. And then these slide in through the sleeves on the top here. So probably actually easier to do this before you put them together, so that this thin end of the pole can slide in there, push it out the other end, and then attach this pole. Do the same on the other side. So it's front and back. Clip this on here, and we can now attach it in underneath the table. Now, these cupboards are only suitable for the Coleman 4-foot tables, which is this one here, and there's also an aluminium version. And I've got this bar along the back here, and this bar is where these poles are going to clip onto. So if we just put this up in here like this, we can see coming into the end here, this clip here is just going to push over the top and clip in place there. Same on the other side here. And we do the same at the rear, and that will then see the cupboard hanging in underneath the table there. And we clip the last one on this side, and that's the cupboard, secured in underneath here. Now, we can just leave this wherever we like. You can slide it back and forward here, being a single cupboard, but there is a Velcro tab here which can go around the leg of the table here to secure it. There's an extra long tab here that's there so that you can actually roll this door back and use that tab to secure the door open with this tab inside here as well, if you like. So we've now got an open cupboard there. So that's probably a preferable place to have it on that side, so this doesn't sort of move around. And this sort of secures it while you do this zip, do up and undo this zip here as well. That's the shelf, or the cupboard, all set up. Now, there are panels in the bottom and the top here that are sewn into place. And this middle shelf here does have a couple of panels in there as well. They're just a core flute panel. They're not a really heavy duty. They're made to be lightweight. If you find these kind of double up on each other, you can just undo this. You might find in storage that kind of comes up, or doesn't come apart, but they stack on top of each other, and then you've got one loose section here. If you just undo that, separate these out so they're side by side, do this strip up here again, and you've now got a semi sort of rigid shelf in there. Now, when this is all set up, it's pretty much a cube, so 50 centimeters high, 50 centimeters deep, 50 centimeters wide, and it's made with a durable polyester material, and the poles are the same powder coated steel that their tables and furniture are made from as well. So they're good quality materials they've used in the cupboard here. Now, you can, as I mentioned before, you've got to fit this to one of the Coleman 4-foot tables, fold-in half tables. There's both this style here and also a lightweight aluminium one, because it needs this bar on the end here. If you're trying to fit it to another table, you're going to need a bar like this, which is about 1.5 centimeters in diameter, that tube there. And it's about 105 centimeters between this point here, or the edge of the actual bar there, and the other edge of the bar at this end here. So if you're lucky enough to find another table that might clip into, then it's probably going to work for you. I guess you could just rest this on top of some of these arms here if you like as well, but ideally it's made to fit the Coleman tables. That is the Coleman single clip-in camp cupboard. Pretty handy little accessory to have in the car. You don't have to use it if you're using the table just as a quick lunchtop setup. You can use the table without it, but if you are setting camp up for a while, clip this in underneath and you can securely store your bit of food or plates, cups, whatever you need in the cupboard in underneath there. You can check these out online at snowys.com.au, where you'll find them at our lowest prices every day. If you've got any questions, let us know down in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel for all of our latest information, and check out some other videos like this one down here.